What is something people consider a privilege but is actually not? I was in a meeting when my boss asked me to stay late to finish a project. I told him I couldn't because I had to pick up my kids from school. He got angry and said I was being unprofessional. I reminded him that I had told him about my schedule when I was hired, and he had agreed to it. He said that was a long time ago and things had changed. I told him I couldn't just leave my kids at school, and he said I should have thought about that before I had kids. I told him I was leaving, and he said if I left, I would be fired. I left anyway. The next day, I went to HR and told them what had happened. They said they would look into it. A few days later, I was called into a meeting with HR and my boss. HR said they had investigated and found that my boss had violated company policy by asking me to stay late without giving me advance notice. They said my boss would be disciplined and I would not be fired. My boss was furious and said I had gone behind his back. I told him I had just followed the proper channels. He said I was a troublemaker and he would make sure I never got promoted. I told him I didn't care because I was quitting. I found a new job a few weeks later